Hello familia, good morning, welcome. My name is Magdalene Janet. Welcome to the family. Let's get started. Today we're gonna do a full face of natural makeup drugstore edition. I was on live last week and we did a natural makeup look and I really loved how the skin looks, so I'm like, let's do it for a YouTube video, change up a few products that I feel like will work better for this. First up, let's start with the brows. I just did my skincare. I did a 10-minute skincare makeup prep. So I'm doing my 10-minute series. I already have 3 videos up. I did the skincare for you today. With that being said, let's start with the eyebrows. I've been loving this Morphe eyebrow gel. Oh, this way. The only thing about this, because it's wet, it takes some time to dry down. So what I like to do is embed it into the eyebrows, really get the eyebrows coated. I just wiped my brows off. I don't have like a bunch of moisturizer and sunscreen. And I think I'm gonna post the 10-minute video after this video. I will also have all the products tagged down below. They should pop up on the screen. If you do shop my tags, it does help my channel out tremendously, so I appreciate you. I'll also have them linked below. So we're gonna let this dry down. Do I have a major white cast? I do, but we're gonna change that very quickly. In the meantime, while we let the eyebrows dry, let's start with, you know how I love this cream eyeshadow from Morphe. It's in the shade Mixtape. I think I got a good amount. Let's start kind of adding it on the lids. If you're not feeling like adding too much eyeshadow, a cream eyeshadow will be your best friend. Just like to spread it because I think I added too much. Let's get rid of a little bit. Get rid of like the edges. And this is all while my eyebrows are kind of drying down. Let's get back in here. I'm gonna remove some product. I think this is a little dry now. Then we want to start brushing and shaping the brows. Because it's semi-dry, the product is now very sticky. Therefore, your eyebrows will stick down. Typically when you're working with something wet and thin, it's gonna take longer to dry. If you're dealing with something thicker like a cream, it's probably gonna dry a little faster. That's through my experience. The thinner, the longer, the thicker, the faster it dries, I feel. So now, ooh, eyebrows are looking good. Nice and brushed, but it's still a little too wet. Let's let it dry down a little more. What I love about this eyebrow gel, although it takes a minute to kind of really shape your brows. Not only that, my eyebrows are very stubborn. They go down. They don't kind of stay put. So I need some heavy duty business. The product has to be kind of thin and dry down. That's why I love this, the Got To Be Glue and the L'Oreal Brow Gel. Those tend to work very well on my type of brows. Well, speaking of eyebrows, I did a 10-minute video talking all things eyebrows, so it's up now. We're gonna use dark brunette in the L'Oreal Faux Brow. I'm just gonna get rid of a little bit of product. I'm just gonna lightly go over. I'm gonna hold this pen kind of to the side. Ooh, filling these bad boys like this. I'm looking like Beetlejuice a little bit because of this white cast, but we're gonna move on. At the drugstore, I really like to mix concealers. This is the Revlon in the shade Light Medium, True Match in W5. I like to mix these together. I'm gonna get this little brush and clean the eyebrows. I like to do it either before the cream eyeshadow or after. It doesn't really matter, honestly. Sometimes if the eyeshadow's too harsh, eyebrow cleanup will help clean that up too. Let this dry too. Everything we want to let dry, okay? You know how it is. Letting things dry will make your makeup look good and make the process easier, I feel. I recently found this little eyeshadow palette from Morphe. So let's use a few colors because we're doing more of a natural look. I don't want to do like a full-on eyeshadow look, but maybe use like 2 of these matte shades or something. Oh, look, it has a cute little mirror. So I'm going to tilt my head back, blend this out. I'll grab this little mauve tone. These eyeshadow palettes from Morphe, they're new. Ooh, maybe not that shade, this shade. They are very, very pigmented. I'm just gonna get that deeper shade and deepen kind of like the crease. Just a little, because we're still doing like a natural makeup look. And when I was looking at this makeup, I was picking out the makeup last night. I was like, wait, this looks like a little mauve-y action. Wow, that packed a punch. Oh my gosh, that's kind of pigmented. Let's get the cream, the cream blush, and let's just make sure it's not too harsh. Not this eyeshadow look, a little deeper. Okay, let's get this shade. Ooh, that's pretty. Let's just throw it on here, yeah. This is pretty, but it's gonna make my under eyes look a little deeper. We're gonna make sure to fix that. Oh, okay. Okay, eye look. Unexpected, nice eye look. See how things got a little deeper here? We're gonna fix that. I'm gonna grab the same brush without adding product, just kind of blend that shimmer shade with the crease a little bit. If you ever want the shimmer to look a little neater, you can grab a brush and get all the areas your finger probably wasn't able to get, but it looks nice and pigmented. This is like a fall look, isn't it? I kind of came up with this realization yesterday that I'm gonna be off my phone for 1 hour, and in that 1 hour, I'm either gonna relax fully, not be on my phone, watch a movie, do something, or be productive. When I did that yesterday, I cleaned my entire makeup area. I got rid of makeup brushes that are super old, I don't use anymore, so my makeup area is on and popping. I have to share it with you. Okay, oh, I love it. I love it. Doing that every single day, 1 whole hour. And I found that when I wasn't on my phone yesterday, I didn't even check it, not once. I just checked it for the time, and I think I needed to take a picture for something. Other than that, I was off it for 1 hour. And I kind of kept an eye in case something comes up, because you know, it's always a time you're not looking at your phone when something happens. But no lie, I really like that. I think I'm really gonna incorporate that into my life. Or either you could take a walk, you could do something other than being on your damn phone. Because I tell you, these phones, not making us human anymore, I swear. You know what I mean? Now we're gonna start with getting rid of this white cast. I've been loving this multitasker from Rimmel London. It's kind of light. I should use the shade medium, but this is the shade I have. So we're gonna make do with what we got. It not only blurs your skin, it gives you this natural glow. It's not chunky. It really adheres to your skin well. The way I applied it when I was on live, I got a brush and then you're just gonna spread it out. Honestly, this could be used as your primer. Lately, I haven't been too gung-ho about primer. I don't know why. We're gonna use a primer today. I just like to spread it out. And with this same brush, I'm gonna spread out my foundation. Because the way our makeup is gonna look natural is by layering. You know how I feel about layering? Layering your makeup in thin layers. I promise you, game changer. You know, I have this on. I just discovered these lip tints from CoverGirl. Love how natural it is. This is a shade Watermelon Splash. Look, very thin. I like it. Let this dry, maybe like 30 seconds or so. In the meantime, you know, we can go back to the eyebrows because I saw some hairs kind of popping off. Do the last little brush. I forget, I just love how my eyebrows look with this brow gel. It does something. It like makes them look so natural. Speaking of primer that we don't want to use, but we are. Just kidding. I really love this primer from Milani. It has this like cool consistency and it really helps with the pores. We have big pores over here on this channel. We want to make them look like smooth and we don't want our skin to look super porous. This type of pore primer does help. This is where like all my pores are very prominent. We're gonna let that dry a little. About Face and Maybelline, both of these textures are super thin. I have an itch. They are very pigmented. It adheres to your skin well. To have that natural look, you want things to stick down onto your face. That's the name of the game. With this glow thing, oof, your skin. When I saw my skin at the end of the day, I was like, this is About Face. This is the M2 neutral shade. Let me show you how it looks. It has a neutral undertone. We have the Lumi Matte foundation from Maybelline. We have here a bit of an olive warm tone. See the difference? They're both obviously different tones. This one is more my tone. This one's lighter, but one really oxidizes to my complexion. It appears very light when you first see it. Heck, even in the bottle, it looks light. I find that 220 is that girl. You can also use 230. I think that's the next one, or like 225 or something. I could also use that one as well. So we're gonna do a little mixeroo. I didn't mean to like mix it like this. I meant to mix it on my face, but it's okay. That's why we have this little brush. We're gonna mix. We're gonna do thin layers on top of our glow and our primer. In order for your makeup to really stay and adhere, no, first of all, we're gonna do a wear test. You want to have a good amount of makeup on. That's just how it is. But you don't want to have too much. You know, there's like that fine line. I can't really say exactly what that is. You know the feeling. You know when it's too much. You know when it's too little. Blending it out with a brush like this. Oh, this is the BK114. It's going to allow you to have that nice finish. And then we're going to stop looking like Beetlejuice. My favorite foundation brush. I'm going to get whatever remains on my hand. And then we're going to press in. I forget when I wear earrings, like makeup gets all on it. But I'm like, when I wear earrings, I look cute. The thing about earrings makes such a difference. I just feel like so feminine with earrings on. I don't know. What do you guys think? What is something you can't leave the house with? For me, typically is like a lip product and earrings. Okay, you guys know we're gonna do a wear test. It is 10:30. Let's let this dry down. I think I'm gonna go make me a cup of coffee because still in my no sugar, no carbs diet, and the way I crave coffee and carbonated LaCroix is crazy, and I think it's just the way my body's like fighting the urge to go buy a cupcake. Legit. Here we are on 2 cups of coffee before noon, but it's okay. It's a low sugar coffee anyway. Okay, BRB. Well, the thing about when I film, cheers, is that I'm really vibing. I've told you before, I don't like to rush when I film. It's just not the vibe, you know? Let's use Made by Mitchell bronzer palette. I love this. It's a bronzer and blush palette. Let's use the bronzers. I like to mix all 3 shades. I think the undertones of these palettes are beautiful. The inclusion and the skin tones, perfection. And this is 30 bucks. We love that. I'm gonna use the same brush I've been using because why not? This really just like adheres to your skin. I love that you can customize your tone. And because we had major white cast due to my sunscreen, then we're about to get hooked up. Oh yeah, like this. This is actually a good idea to apply this. It just gives you like pow. Oh, I forgot to do this. I'm gonna mesh it into the eyeshadow. And let's start blending the foundation. Because I let it dry down, we can go right on in to just blending our bronzer. And this stuff blends like butter. Oh yeah. When I do a natural makeup look, and the type of makeup that lasts very well is things that are extremely creamy, that come in a cream form. For some reason, I like liquid products for when I do a full glam with powders and everything. But when I do a natural glam, natural full face glam, is that what we should call the video? For some reason, creams just come through every time. I think it's just the formula, and creams tend to just hold. The body of the cream tends to adhere to your skin very well, especially when you're not pressing it down with powders, like setting powder. The other day I was thinking, I'm like, why do I use creams when I don't use powders? And I'm like, that's the reason. It's like it holds better. This is why like these cream palettes, Makeup Forever one, this one, I just really prefer it for when we're doing like a makeup look like this. Speaking of cream, CoverGirl has these cream skin enhancers, and when I tell you some of my favorite new cream products this year, I'm way too into this. We're gonna blend it into the brush, really embed that product in there, and then on top of our cheek right here, we're gonna just press that down. Kind of on top of the bronzer. They could mix, but as long as you can see the difference of the blush and the bronzer. If you mix them too much and they look muddy, it's because they've mixed too much. I like to go up here on my temples because I do have a tiny face. I have like the back to work with as opposed to the front. If I work too much product here, my face, it looks like makeup took over, which technically it did. So I tried to avoid that. But when it comes to this type of makeup look, I said makeup look. A back and forth is gonna always kind of be needed. So just be aware if you're like, Magdalene, this is too much. This is the name of the game, going back and forth, layering thinly. I promise you, your makeup about to be bomb. And you know what? I don't even have to promise you because we're doing a wear test and you're gonna see how things are gonna look. Lately, it's been so freaking hot here in LA. Like, it's not the freaking winter. I mean, the fall. We're putting this to the test. Another cream blush that I like that really works well, I took it out because I wanted you to see it. This Morphe like trio type, great. Another thing, if you want to reinforce your blush, you're like, I need a little more love, or you want to mix, I always suggest to mix on top of the cream a liquid. I really like this one from L'Oreal. It's called Dewy Worth It. You can just add it like right here. Right here. Like I said, liquids tend to be thinner, so you always want to let it dry down. It adheres to your skin. If you start blending it out immediately, you may just blend it away because of the formula. Cream is thicker. Liquid almost always going to be thinner. Oh, by the way, have you guys been peeping out my pimple? I just talked about it when I did my 10-minute video right now. You'll know how I treat it because it's been there a lot longer than I would like it to be. So we're gonna now blend this. Let's blend this up. Let's blend the bronzer. Want to start setting our makeup down. This is going to help so that it sticks and adheres onto our face without using a lot of powder. This is what's going to make our makeup look natural. I mean, to me, this is natural. What do you guys think? Is this going to be natural? Just let this dry down a little. You see, I wet my face. And you're like, wait, Magdalene, the blush is looking a little, We are going to color correct with the Morphe color corrector in peach. I like these. The only thing is that you just have to let this really dry down because this formula is super thin. We're going to give it at least, I don't know, I'm going to say a minute. It's been a little longer than a minute because you know me, I just do things. This is the BKA 506. We're going to really concentrate that product here. This is where I have the most discoloration, and remember our eyeshadow, kind of have to cover that too because me pasé. And then whatever remains, you're just gonna buff the rest out here. At the same time, you're just mixing it in with that blush so that it doesn't look too harsh. And look at this, you don't really see that discoloration anymore, huh? That's the trick to that corrector, is you just have to let it dry because of the formula. When I first used it, I don't like this, but like, you know what? I think I accidentally just kind of let it sit there. I don't know. I was probably too busy talking. And I was like, wait a minute. It works this way. I just have to be a little patient. I'm trying to make plans with my best friend of like 20 plus years. You know how you have that one friend you may not see for months on end? Schedules just are super busy. That's us. We've been trying to get together for a little over a month now. And it's like between my schedule and hers, we're both booked and busy. You know, that's how it is. Adult friendship is just like that. You kind of make it work with the time you have. So I'm going to put this concealer. The under eyes, I limit that product here. You can add a little more. This is just going to help highlight. Maybe right there. We're going to do a little sprayeroo, just like a quick. Let it dry a little. And then we're going to start pressing this in. By the way, I have the new L'Oreal Exhibitionist mascara. Word on the street, this mascara is really good. It's very new. I just got it, so I was like, okay, we need to try her out. You know what? I forgot to clean up the bronzer here. I'll just do it with the foundation brush. Around the face, I like to use the foundation brush. Around the nose also. I just like how the concealer and the foundation just mesh together anytime you're doing this type of natural makeup. It's not natural per se. It's gonna look natural. It's gonna look like you took 5 minutes. And then the concealer gets like this part. I forget how much I like this concealer brush. I'm gonna clean off any excess product. Looking straight ahead, we're gonna start pressing that concealer. Because I have creasy under eyes, you know, I'm in my 30s. You want to really press the product in and then feather it out. The less product you put here, the better it's going to look. If you have creasy under eyes, I promise, the more you put, the more it's gonna like really settle in those lines. Concealer will always settle in those lines regardless. We all have lines in our under eyes, especially because we talk, our face moves, the eye area moves a lot. So that's gonna happen. It's just in our 30s, that's when I feel like you can see those creases. They look a little deeper. And you see our blush is now like settled. If you want to add a little more, you can, or you can just grab the brush that already has product, press it down here to reinforce that step. Same thing with the bronzer. Oh, look at this skin. Now we want to do a last set. On my YouTube live, one of you guys told me to use this charcoal Make It Last matte setting spray, and I ended up using it at the end of the setting, and the way this worked, oh my. So we're gonna really get it in here. I completely forgot I had this, and I completely forgot Milani had this, and shout out to you guys. Reminded me that not only I had it, but it's bomb. And if you're like Magdalene, my skin is way too oily to not powder down, I got you. We're gonna let this dry, right? We're going to use the same brushes we use. Finish off by pressing in the blush, press it in. The bronzer, press it in. One thing you can always do to kind of lightly set but still keep that natural glow is get a powder bronzer. You know, this is my favorite one. I cannot stop using it. Butter Biscuit is the shade. You're going to coat your brush. You're going to lightly tap. Along with, let's use this blush from Morphe. Which one is it? Is it After Party? Okay, that's an appropriate name. It's like a mauve rose. Pretty. You can just tap it, tap. Lightly. Get our foundation brush. Press one more time. And look. Ooh. The new telescopic. Oh, it's part of the telescopic line. I really like that line. It extends length, volume, and curl. Extended length, volume, and curl. Lashes look up to 5 millimeters longer. Extensionist mascara, it's in the word extension, so I'm assuming it's gonna give you an extended look. Look at this. This is pretty. It kind of looks like the panoramic packaging, huh? Oh my gosh, it does. It's just a little longer. This is panoramic, and look. Ooh, okay. These are how my lashes look. I have long lashes, but they're very fine. Mascara that I look for is things that are going to give me volume. The promise here is to extend and give us volume. Let's see. Oh wow, the wand is very similar to the telescopic. I have the waterproof telescopic. Let's compare. Well, they're a little different. We have a bit of a curve with the new one. The original one wand is smaller too. Grab that product well. Okay, let's start. Usually when I like use mascaras, you always get a good read of mascaras like the second or third time you use them. This is like a first impression. I'll definitely do like a YouTube shorts using it again. Okay, it's depositing good amount. When I do makeup without powders, I avoid mascara in the lower lashes because when you don't have powder, mascara tends to really just smear like crazy. It makes it look messy, and the reason is because you don't have powder. When you don't wear powder, you don't have powder preventing that smudge, because ideally that area is typically dry. When you don't add powder, your skin's still a little wet because you haven't powdered anything down. So we're just gonna keep it up top. Wow, this is nice. Look, do you see a difference? Oh wow, there's that length is there. The length is lengthening. Okay, L'Oreal. Bien peinadita. This has been my lip combo of lip combos. You always want to start with a stain if you can, because it's going to make your lip products just last longer. This is the one from NYX in Tease You Later. A good rule of thumb is start this lip liner, the stain process, maybe when you start your makeup, because it needs some time to dry down. You know, we like to multitask here, so let me just get rid of any of my creases, especially in the under eye area. When you don't use powder, that will happen. I always suggest to bring your concealer brush with you. Why not? So you could blend things out. While this is kind of dry, get any pencil lip liner you have. This is Dash of Cocoa. Outline over the lip stain. Something I did that I really liked is with the lip liner, you're gonna fill it in a little. You're gonna get Milani lip stain in Mauve Mentality. See this tip? You're gonna outline it here a little bit and then fill in. I accidentally did this lip combo and I was like, wait, this is kind of a vibe. I feel like I could outline my lips a little more. If you're like Magdalene, I cannot not set my under eyes, this is what you're gonna do. I agree, sometimes we just need a little bit of setting. You're gonna get a brightening powder that is very fine. This is a pressed setting powder, so it's not like a foundation powder. It won't be heavy. You're gonna get a good amount. You're gonna press it into the same brush you've been using. At this point, the concealer that's on this brush, it's not super wet. It's already dried down because I haven't added any more product since I blended that out. You're gonna get the product here and you're gonna look straight ahead and just press right here where you get that discoloration and that creasing, keeping your eyes open, setting gently. You're not setting super heavily with like a powder puff. You're doing like a very gentle set so that you don't have that much creasing. This is not gonna take the creasing away, but it will help your creasing, especially if you have a lot of creasing. This powder is great. This brush is great because you see that shape? It's kind of fluffy, but it has an angle. It really fits well here. And then we just look and see. You know what? The lashes are still not completely dry. Ooh. You always want to make sure they're completely dry before you curl. Curling your lashes, you'll see the lengthening we really get. Oh wow, it curled well. I'm looking at my eyelashes. Oh my, the separation here, the length. I did use my lash separator a little bit. It glides so well through my lashes, which is all the mascara doing. I just love, I kind of low-key look like Minnie Mouse. And as you guys know, I don't wear falsies. I can't wear falsies. My eye issue. So wow, mascara. The Telescopic Exhibitionist is a heck yes. Everything here I've used before. Nothing was really new except the mascara and the eyeshadow palette. I've used the Morphe eyeshadow palettes. I really like them. Very pigmented. Everything else worked perfectly. Look at the skin. Looks so good, so natural. As natural as we're gonna get with minimal use of powders. I always feel like using no powders will always give you a very natural, glowy, youthful, hydrated look. What do you think? Let me know if you like this type of makeup. Do you do this type? We are gonna do an all-day wear test, so we're gonna see how this works. Let's look at the under eyes. Are we creasing? A little bit. You see the creases there. Again, all you do is just grab your brush without adding anything on it, and you're just going to press that down. Keep this in your purse, okay? It's a drugstore natural makeup look. Whew. Ooh, it's like, it looks effortless. We do have a full eyeshadow look, but you know what I mean. All right, let's go in front of the window so you can see how things look. Oh my God, it got super gloomy right now. Front of the window, this is how the skin looks with natural drugstore makeup. I'm really saying this with a serious face. No powders. A little bit of powders, but what do you think? By the way, I forgot to mention, this is the drugstore makeup that I absolutely love. Like I told you, I've used all of the products. They all work well. It's some new, some loved makeup, and this, familia, is how the skin is looking. You do see a little bit of texture. As we know, a setting powder, even foundation powder, tends to blur out our pores, which is fine, but this is what makes it look very natural, is that you can see texture and pores in your makeup, which is okay. We all have pores, we all have skin texture, whatever it is. But yeah, let's see how it wears though. We gotta see, right? Honestly, who needs the high end? It's 808 when we have this full face of drugstore makeup lasting more than 10 hours. But you know, I got some footage for you at around, ooh, I think it was 4 or 5. And the skin was looking radiant. Of course, at this point, skin warmth is in there. Skin is looking a little bit glowy, but we know that we don't have any powders. I do have oily skin. It was hot. All in all, everything looked great, from the eyelashes to the under eyes to the eyeshadow and skin. I feel like it's a little over, or maybe close to 10 hours. Look, things have faded, which happens, right? Because you don't have that like protection, so to speak, of the loose setting powder and bronzer and blush. Although we used a little bit, it was just like a little taparoo. Overall, the skin looks good for us not wearing powder. Under eyes, you can see creasing, but not too bad because we did set lightly. These eyelashes, you guys, look. Oh my god. I was looking at my lashes all day and I'm like, damn, they look really good. They just look so like flutter little Minnie Mouse lashes, which I love. You guys saw there's no flaking. It doesn't smear. I mean, I didn't do it down here, but we get the gist. So this is a good makeup day. Affordable drugstore makeup. Here we are, nice and glowy. I wouldn't say glowy makeup like this lasts all day, although it did last on me, but you can see how much it's faded. Just so you know, something like this, especially when you don't set down, I would give it like 5-6 hours to fully get that full look. But after things start sweating, because skin warm tends to warm things up, and depending how oily your skin is, your environment, how hot it is. I went out walking today, I did sweat a little bit. So overall, we definitely don't look gastadas, and we don't need high-end prices. The drugstore is fine by me. What you think? What you think? This is it, familia. Thank you so much for hanging out with me and spending some time with me. Please don't forget to like and subscribe. Click the button right here because we are almost at 100,000. You guys, 100,000. Okay, bye.